אותי. הכנסת אורחים. Bring people to the house. Chachamim tell us, we say in the morning, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. Brighter. The order and the brighter. says כיבוד אב ואם, גמילות חסדים. As כיבוד אב ואם, one of the biggest mitzvot, גמילות חסדים. יש כמה בתלמיד תורה שחרית בערבית, get up in the morning to בית כנסת. הכנסת אורחים. ביקור חולים. אז הכנסת אורחים. have no sicknesses. no ביקור חולים. doesn't do ביקור חולים. bring people to the house. listen to דברי תורה, אז הכנסת אורחים. יש שם שמיים. without sushi. Usually, it's in our generation, you want to get people to come to listen. More sushi, more people. People come to listen to the Torah. Look Hashem al Bayit, bracha on the house, bracha on the people that came. It's the right time to accept the Torah this week. פרשת משפטים. The word משפטים means judgment, judgmental. Here comes the Torah at the end of this parasha and tells us the famous statement of Am Yisrael. It said, "Na'aseh v'nishma." Simple explanation. Am Yisrael said to Hashem, "We'll do and we'll listen." Comes the Gemara and tells us this is really the language of the angels. When Am Yisrael said that statement, Hashem said in Shamayim, "Who revealed to my children the secret that the angels use upstairs." Sentence based in Tehillim. Baruch Hashem malachav. Baruch Hashem malachav. Bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu, His angels. Oseh dvaro, they do. Yishmua b'kol dvaro, to listen. And comes the Gemara and says, when Am Yisrael said Na'aseh v'nishma, HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted Am Yisrael with all the good things. He called the Melech HaMavet, angel responsible for death penalties, and he told him, "You have no right to do anything to Am Yisrael anymore." He said, "Na'aseh v'nishma." When you think about it, it's a very small energy of statement. They said they'll do. They'll do. They'll do and they listen. It's nothing outstanding. Especially after Am Yisrael saw all the miracles in Egypt and they crossed Yam Suf. They were saved from the Egyptians. And later, where the Gemara tells us they were saved from an angel. The angel responsible for Egypt came down. And then they saw him, the Gemara says, the angel actually, they were able to see a dead angel on the floor, on the seashore. Then Hashem gives them daily man. And then they have free water. And they're under the cloud. So if you would ask somebody, would you accept the Torah? Of course. Why wouldn't? Any person with a little bit of common sense and brain immediately will say yes. It's not somebody that just came to the picture and he doesn't know Hashem, he did not see any miracles. Then you ask him, yes, accept, he said, I'll think about it. But the person that saw all the miracles, Hashem Nishma, it's a very small statement. Somebody saved you from death penalty, took you out of Egypt, all the miracles. Of course I'll do anything he says. I don't care what he's going to say. Anyway, if I don't do it, Chas Shalom, who knows what's going to happen to me? Amalek came, story after story that Hashem saved us. It's impossible not to say Naseh V'Nishma. Impossible. This is the smallest thing they could have done for Hashem. This was Naseh V'Nishma. We'll do and we'll listen. What do you say? You're not going to do, you're not going to listen. Tomorrow morning in the desert, there's going to be no man, no water, no cloud. And in 5 minutes from now, all the nations will come attack you after Amalek came. Nevertheless, comes the Gemara as the biggest statement in the world. Chachamim tell us the following. When you said Naseh V'Nishma on Har Sinai, Hashem tore all the gezerot from us. You were on the stage of Adam and Chava in Gan Eden before they ate from the tree. That's how high we were. And angels came and put on us crowns, and we felt like we were in Olam Haba. I says, what did you say? What did you say? Naseh, what did you say? Naseh, what did you say? The Chachamim tell us the hardest thing in life, is a person to control himself, especially his thoughts, his ideas that comes to him. And it's not talking Chas Shalom on something bad. It's not bad. But to accept with no questions. Not, I do it because I got to do it. To believe in it and to have thirst, to have more instructions and more obligation and more so-called yoke on a person, usually is the opposite of the nature of the person. The Gemara says, the Mishnah says, the person in his lifetime has to feel that he is like a horse and he has a yoke on his neck and he doesn't know what to do and how to do, and somebody leads him and somebody takes him, and that's his life. And actually the Gemara says you should know the power of Avraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov. Says the Gemara, Hashem said, they ran in front of me like horses. You read the Torah, you think, so you don't know what it is. So Abraham was a holy man, okay, Abraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov, the whole life, were thirsty to do things for Hashem. It's not, I accept what Hashem said, I know Shulchan Aruch, Baruch Hashem, I obey, I keep Shabbat, I do everything. But to say, listen, I want to hear another mitzvah, another restriction. All these Rabbanim, they come every day, new restriction. I can't even breathe anymore. I used to do this, Rabbi said, no, you can't do this. I thought I'm done. There's a new thing came. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Don't go here, don't go there. Don't say this, don't say that. When's going to be the end of these things? Every day, come another Yalkut Yosef. Another halachot, another halachot. It's amazing, Chachamim say, that all those books, all those halachot, were not before. The halachot that you do today, you do today, 100 years ago, people did not keep. Did not keep it. So are they in Gehenom, those people? They came now and said, check lettuce, check this, don't eat this, don't eat that. I found a worm here, found a worm there. So 100 years ago there were no worms, there were no insects. So people ate it, so they ate insects. Most probably they did. Are they in Gehenom? How come 100 years ago it didn't come out with all those halachot that we have today? Chachamim say like this: the further we are from 10 Commandments, further more than the mitzvot we got on Har Sinai, more mitzvot coming up all the time. More restrictions, more mitzvot. And the reason for that is in order for us to be up to date with Naseh v'Nishma. To make sure that we have a thirst. We want to do more for Hashem. It's not we'll do. No. I'm willing to hear what you say, and I'm hungry to hear for what you're going to tell me. This is the highest level of a person, that really a person usually in his lifetime is just the opposite. He wants to take off restrictions. Until when I have to do this and this. I'm going on vacation. Vacation, a person feels he doesn't have to do what he has. Baruch Hashem, and I'm home, I do this, and I go on vacation. I say, I can't keep all these things, not this. In the person's nature, he wants to have easy life. That's when easy path started. Easy. I want to take it easy. Says the Gemara, I tell you the ratio between a mitzvah that comes easy to you or it's hard for you. Says the Gemara, I tell you what it is. The ratio is not ratio. The difference is if you do things that's hard for you, you are called the servant of Hashem. If it's easy, you're not the servant. Baruch Hashem, you're okay, you shomer Shabbat. Baruch Hashem, you do everything. It's hard for me to accept this halacha. It's hard for me to accept this restriction. It's hard for me, it's hard. I wasn't raised, and even if I was raised, it's too much. Not accepting is not a sin, but the title that you're going to have is stamp from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you do the things that's hard for you, Hashem puts a stamp on you, you are the servant of Hashem. So, I'm not the servant of Hashem. So, okay, I don't do anything. I'm not going to end up Chas Shalom in Gehenom. But comes the David HaMelech in Tehillim, and comes the Gemara and tells us like this: you don't be a servant of Hashem, you don't have to. But says the Gemara, you should know why you were born, why you were created. Why does Hashem need all this balagan, all this confusion, all these things? Why did he do it? For what? For what does Hashem create this world? For what? For what? Says the Gemara, I'll tell you. Says the Gemara, I'll tell you like an example. There was a king and built himself a palace, couldn't find good guards, nice guards. He happened to find mute ones. Mute. took them. He gets up in the morning, he sees the mute servants, they want to sing, but no sound comes. No sound comes from the throat. They're mute. They try. So thinking, you know what? With all the respect to those servants, I'm gonna put an ad. I would like to have servants that will be able to sing for me. Says the Gemara, what do you mean? What do you refer to? Says the Gemara, the first creation on this world was water. First, the galaxy was full of water. Says the Gemara, what did the water do? Read by Kadosh Baruch Hu. The water started to sing to Hashem. But there's no sound, no voice. Came a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and then he said, I'm going to create a person with a mouth should sing for me. Hashem created us after the water sang to tell us our obligation in this world is to sing to Hashem. That's what the Zohar says, the Ari says, you should know. The worst thing in the world is when a person gets upset, gets angry, gets upset, gets depressed, arguing with somebody, has a bad mood. And the Gemara comes with very, very bad statement about the person that gets upset, gets angry. He says, what's the big deal? As long as I didn't hurt anybody, I didn't raise my hand, I just got upset, I got angry. There's no problem that you get angry. The only problem is that you lose what we call in America the vaccination card. You lost the right to exist. At that moment that you argue, you got angry, at that moment you you resign your job. You gave your resignation to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem made you to be happy to sing. You don't want to sing, why did Hashem create you? You should know this is our biggest test in our life. It's not I'm allowed to get angry, I'm allowed to be upset, I'm allowed to scream at a person, I'm allowed to argue with him, I'm allowed to... Listen. All of the above is one thing. Are you singing right now? I can't sing right now, excuse me. I have to take a Prozac. I have to calm myself down. I have to go take a cold shower. I can't, I'm very upset. Very upset. Sorry, I'm upset. What you're saying, what you're doing now, you tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sir, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, I resign my job. You created me to sing. I'm not singing. Can you imagine? If somebody is in the army and said, this is your job. This is your job. Don't do the job. Either they put you in jail or in Russia. They used to hang him. This is the job. The job is to be happy. The job is to sing. You have to sing all day long to Hashem. If you don't do it, it means Hashem, so-called, does not want you around. That's the purpose of life. That's how Hashem created us. And that's the Torah, the Zohar, extremely bring punishment of people. Besides, it's not good for the system of the person. And Chas Shalom gets upset, gets depressed. The blood delivers so-called contaminated blood energy to the organs and to the body. And it causes a damage to the organs that later on the organs don't function well. So what happened? What happened? What happened? Today you go, you take a X-ray, MRI on the lungs. They said, you know what? 500 years ago you smoked. So 500 years ago? Yeah. Look at your lungs. Look like 500 years ago. What are you talking about? I'm only 40. So, sir, your lungs look like 500 years ago. That's what the archaeology people they find in the site when they dig. What happened? You smoke. When you're upset, you do a damage to your heart, to the liver, to the brain, everything. Everything. Not because it's bad, but because you don't do what Hashem expected from you to do on this earth. Your job is only to sing to Hashem. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, fine. Comes the Gemara and says, I want to explain to you. Okay, I am ready to do for Hashem everything. Okay. So when you hear something else coming up, you hear new halacha or new dvar Torah. If you're not ready to start singing and jumping, it means you're not there. You're not there. It's told us in Yeshiva. The Yeshiva Rav Shach, one time I went to Yerushalayim and asked a question. He had a question. Or something very deep in the Gemara, in the Rambam. I asked the Rabbi Brisk. He came from Russia. I asked him a question. And that night that he asked, I don't know if it was the night or it was during the day, was snowing in Yerushalayim, like today, snowing in Yerushalayim. He went inside, he asked the rabbi a question, Rab Soloveitchik, and he gave him an answer. He gave him